Welcome to my channel. My name is Anita and this is Everything Nita. I'm right here with.
My name is Collins.
Okay.
Pleasure.
It's a pleasure. So it's been 2 years plus since we relocated and we decided to just do a Q&A on how our relocation journey has been going and just to touch base and see what we think we've done great, what we think we need to improve on, and every other thing. So I will start by asking some few questions to you.
Okay.
And so my first question is, how has your relocation been? Or how has the relocation been generally?
Yeah, it's been, I can say, a touch of mixed feelings.
Okay.
From the perspective of my expectations,
Okay.
what I actually longed for while I
Okay.
was back home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to come over here, and what the reality has been on ground.
Okay.
It's been some touch of mixed feelings, so to speak. It's not bad, and it's not exactly how I actually expected it to be from the outset.
Oh, thank you so much for your sincerity. On my end, I would say I am this very meticulous person. So beforehand, I tried to get myself ready. I was able to do a lot of research. It's not like I expected perfection, but for me, I would say it's been going on well. Jehovah has been faithful, and here we are today, right?
Yeah.
So over to our next question. What really prompted the relocation?
That's a very deep one. As a young guy back then, I had that feel of having a taste of what another country looks like, and also looking around the family. We almost all of us from my home, from my house, we're all based in Nigeria. From my eldest brother to my sisters, all of us were in Nigeria. So we are looking at, let me just make a change,
Yeah.
do something differently,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe have a look of what another country looks like, and then maybe having another country's passport and what it looks like. And it's not generally based on finance and all that, which are the major spikes, so to speak, why people travel now. Well, and not that I was really flamboyant back home, but averagely,
Okay. Yeah.
I were living very okay. So just want to have a feel of what it looks like, and maybe help the children to also have another perspective, something that I didn't get as a child, and see I can put them in a different pedestal and taking them abroad.
You're not wrong on that because for me, I believe having a second opinion, so to say, like a second passport is very important. I can recall back then in school, I had a classmate who was a British Nigerian or something, but regularly they go on vacation. When you just have that mindset of if anything is happening, I can easily just get away.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, and that was a good one. And if I can recall when the family friend who introduced us to this relocation thing came over, called me and said, I wanted to see you. And I said, oh, it's been a long time. She actually reached out to me and I said, okay, yeah. And we scheduled a time to meet. And what she first told me is, I just see you people and I think you guys will like this. And I said, okay, what's that? I was thinking it was like a business. And she said, it's about this Canada PR. I said, Canada? What's it all about? And she gave us all the information we needed. As a matter of fact, she gave us step-by-step guide. She was there to support all the round. And she also volunteered to come. She was coming to the house about 3 times a week to lecture us on the how we can scale through for the English test. We were all brainstorming, reading regularly. I could remember all the struggles that went there, and I'm happy it paid off. Yeah, no place is perfect, but we are glad it paid off, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah, really so much effort then. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't easy, oh. But I still hold that credit to Elena. Yeah,
Yeah, she did
she
so
introduced
well.
Canada to us very first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, PR. Then, although then I was really doing well. Then I got a new car.
But you're still doing well.
So
Yeah,
so I
then
didn't buy the idea of traveling. You
yeah.
know, when you have a new car, and then I was the enemy of progress, so to speak.
So when she brought the
Yeah.
idea, you were like, no, I'm
No,
just at my peak now.
at this time,
I don't
no.
want to
Yeah,
I don't want to go through this route.
yeah,
I want to have a lot of fun. I
yeah.
understand that
But
feeling.
that
That's
advice
true.
came at the right time. But then you were younger, and then that idea was not too popular.
No, it
The
wasn't.
rush
As a
was not there.
matter of fact,
PR
she was the first person that ever mentioned
permanent
it to me.
residency.
I
Yeah.
would even say she was even the first person that mentioned the word Canada to me.
Yes, she mentioned Canada. She mentioned express entry, PR, a whole
I've
lot.
never heard about it. I wasn't even freaked about
Yeah,
traveling or relocating. And the way I just bought the idea the day she mentioned, I said, okay, if you can walk me through the process, no problem.
yeah, and she
And she
really did.
was surprised that I was thinking you would object. I said, no. For you to be calling me and say you want to tell me something, definitely
I
something
remember
beneficial.
you had issues with that English exam.
Yeah, that would be a
IELTS.
video for some other
Ah,
time.
no, you
Definitely.
really had a tough time on that.
Don't worry, we'll go down memory
Yeah,
lanes. We'll
yeah,
definitely do a lot of recap on our
yeah,
journey,
yeah,
how far we've come, and
yeah.
yeah, and how we are doing. So over to the next question. So how was your feeling about relocation? Not just the preparation part per se.
Okay.
You know, relocation becomes very real when you've booked your flight. The day is
Hmm.
coming close and you are
Hmm.
like, oh my
You can
God,
say that again.
is this really coming true?
Yeah,
So how was your feeling about
that
it?
was the feeling I had. Will I call it nostalgia or anxiety? I can remember that the last night we spent in Nigeria before we left, you guys were sleeping.
Yeah.
Then I was awake all through the night. I was looking at the loads we've arranged. You guys were sleeping, the bags and everything. I was looking at our house. I was like, where am I taking these people to?
Oh,
You know that, yeah, that's so that scary aspect of the whole thing came all of a sudden. I was like, where am I taking these people to? How is life over there like? How are the people? Are we not going to regret this move?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember you got a job then with government. Remember?
Yeah.
The boys were doing well in school and also doing my business well. I was like, where are we going to? Where are we headed? How is this place like? Is it all about PR? Canada, is that enough? How are the people? How are the houses? The food? How do we going to cope? Then a
Yeah.
whole lot of
Worries,
anxieties.
a lot of
Yeah.
unanswered questions.
On
Do you know,
Saturdays.
I've
Yeah.
come to understand that a lot of people don't really talk about the emotions or the hassles and troubles that comes with relocation.
It's more
In
internal.
depth,
Yeah, it's
right?
more internal than said.
It's more like the more you see, the less you speak, something
Honestly.
like that.
Yeah.
But definitely we'll be talking about struggles, the emotions.
A
We'll
whole
just
lot.
be sharing a lot.
A whole lot.
Yeah. So the feeling for me then, it became so real when the day came so fast. And I was like wondering, I was just saying, can this man just wake up and say, let's just stay behind? Because I'm this community person. I love to be around in my family. So I was looking at all my siblings, all the fun places, all our plans. Oh, it's not so easy.
Yeah. In fact,
I was emotionally down. I had struggles settling.
I remember.
It's not even I had struggles settling. I mean, I'm still settling in.
Yeah.
It takes some time. So it's not just settling in after relocation. It's not just a month or 6 months. it actually takes some time. It's not the finance,
Yeah.
the emotions, the time difference. There are just a lot of things that goes
The
in,
food.
right? The food. My kids still, they still talk about,
Yeah.
oh, I miss Nigeria food. I miss
Nigeria
Nigeria
shawarma.
party,
Nigeria shawarma.
Nigeria shawarma.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then, the day I went to DHL to pick up our passports, when the passport came from Kenya, Nairobi, that was the day it was dawned on me that, man, we're in for a long journey. And
And here we are.
Here we are.
Still on the journey, right?
3 years counting, man.
Nice doing this with you. So in all, how is your feeling? Is it still valid? The feeling, the spike you had, and relocation comes with mixed feelings. You are excited. Then when you think about the emotional part, you feel a lot of anxiety. So for you, is the feeling still valid to date? Or what would you say?
Do you want the truth?
Of course.
Yeah, and what I'm going to say now should not in any way invalidate your own feeling.
Okay, so it's a personal thing.
Yeah, it's peculiar to me. And why I'm saying that is because everybody have their own expectations.
Yeah.
And being someone that have his roots deeply entrenched in Nigerian system, schooling, and all that. I did my university education, primary, all that in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I'm also a family person. I grew up in a communal setting. I'm still missing home. That is the truth. I'm still missing home. Canada has done the best. Yeah, a nice country.
It is.
It's a nice country, and but still, if not be Panadol, you know, people like Panadol.
Yeah, I know.
It is not. Yeah, it's like they're paralyzed. Paralyzed. They cannot meet. There are things I still miss Nigeria for. To be honest.
Yeah.
There are things I miss Nigeria for, and there are things I hear or I remember or I watch. I still feel, oh, this country. I'm happy I am not there.
Yeah.
Then in Canada, oh, this, that. I'm happy I'm here. Then on some occasions, I was like, oh, if it's Nigeria, this thing cannot be like this. Or just give a call and this is done. I can do that and this is So there's still it's not balanced.
Yeah.
And you can't have it all.
No, not at all. No place is
perfect. You have to pay a price.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay a price. And I met someone and he's been here for 30 years.
Oh wow, that's a long one.
And when I was interacting with him, I was like, Mr. Day, how has it been? 30 years here in Canada? He said yes. And you know what he said? That was winter. That was last 2 years winter.
Okay, when we newly came in then.
Yeah, no, we came in
2022
and it was happening 2023.
Okay.
So I was like, why are you so much dressed? I'm like Nathan Armstrong, you on the weather because of the winter. Mm-hmm. And he's been here for 30 years. He said he can never get used to the system.
Yeah.
Even if he has been here for 30 years, each time it's winter, he's not happy. And then he's still having this feeling, that nostalgic feeling, being homesick. Yeah, he still miss Nigeria.
Oh, that's why, I think that's why most people who are here that are fully stabilized, like they are more elderly during the winter, they go back to Nigeria and just relax.
Yeah.
Then when it's summer, they come to Canada and have fun and do their businesses.
See, before I forget, there's no game saying this.
Okay.
Nigeria is a nice country.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, my beloved Nigeria.
Nigeria, honestly, I'm not saying it for any gain. Nigeria is a nice country. I love Nigeria still. And I don't know about you, but maybe we'll talk about that later. Mm-hmm. But I still see myself retiring back home.
But that's the plan.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't see
plan.
myself staying here.
We are coming
I'm
back
coming back
for
home and
when we are retiring back home. Yeah.
yeah,
The weather in Nigeria is beautiful. I miss the roadside food, you know. You come out, you
yeah.
can get corn and pear, plantain.
Then
Oh my
then
God.
you know the most of all is that's communal lifestyle where people can just run into you. You don't know them from Adam, and they will just be part of the process what you are doing, or they see your child the rain, or
Yeah.
they want to ask questions, or like here nobody, yeah, everybody
Yeah.
is on their
You
own.
know, in Nigeria, we believe
Yeah,
it takes a village to train a child.
yeah,
So that's why someone can see your child not doing well and say, no, don't do that. So everyone has the right to tell the child. Though now, due to Western culture, people are now saying, no, don't scold my child. Let me know first. But in whichever way, Nigeria is beautiful.
yeah. It's a nice
Yeah.
country. Yeah,
Yeah.
irrespective of anything, it's still a nice country.
So over to the next question. Um, if you were to advise your younger self about relocation, what would it be?
It will still be exactly what it is now,
Which is
which is relocate, but don't run away.
okay.
Relocate, but don't
Forget
yeah,
home.
that's like this song. I forgot the song by I forgot who sang that song. Who sang the
I
song?
don't think you can sing that
But
because of copyright.
it's all about even if I will not forget the way that brought me here.
Yeah.
So if I want to advise my younger self, so you go out there, explore, get a feel of what another culture, another country looks like, get a second citizenship, do the best you can. Then when you are done, you come back home and yeah, make an impact. All the knowledge you've gotten, this education, the working culture, the societal living, social integration, and all that, all those and knowledge you've gotten staying in a place like Canada, you bring it back home and see how you can be of help also to a system that brought you up to where you were before you traveled. So
That's
yeah, I still believe in it is also a way of social responsibility going back home to Nigeria to be part of the process and also contribute to the best you can.
that's true.
Mm,
For myself, I would say explore, just as you said, and don't run away. I don't like the fact whereby, although it's a personal opinion, people relocate and stay so long out of the country before going back home. If I have my way, trust me, I would love to be visiting Nigeria every year. I wouldn't love to miss any family function. It's just more like I am just a call away. A wedding is happening next month and I am booking my flight back home. I don't want
yeah.
to miss out on anything. So yeah, so that's
Though
true.
the distance is also a factor for consideration.
Yeah, it's more
You
like
have
a
to spend
barrier,
2 days on flight going back home. It's
but
not
it's
easy.
just sacrifice.
Yeah,
I take it as a fun.
yeah,
Become a traveler, explore. Yeah, just document what your journey. Just make it interesting for you.
yeah.
So the next question would be, what are your lessons learned this period of relocation? Do you think you did better? What do you think you did not do well? What are the lessons you've learned all through? Yeah,
Yeah, a lot have been learned. Um, I'm still also in the learning process.
yeah.
Um,
Learning is a continuous process,
yeah,
right?
and there's one thing I've come to understand: you cannot be so well prepared
It's true.
before you travel. I remember back then, the few friends I contacted before coming over, then Collins, you have to get your masters, you have to have your degrees, you have to have that, you have to get that. But coming here, I understand that it's not all about degrees and all that. It's about experience, what you know how to do
The
best,
skills.
your
Yeah,
skills, and then maybe certification to back it up.
yeah.
Yeah. So that is one lesson I've learned. Back home we have this so much. We place so much emphasis on yeah
Education. Yeah.
degree education. Yeah,
It
it's not. I'm not saying it's not.
It's not like education is wrong
No, I'm
per
not saying it's
se.
not important, but it's overrated, and the you we can people can go to vocational schools, get skills, and yeah,
Yeah, they will do a video about that, but just to give a brief idea or explanation on that. For me, I would say look at the country or wherever you are going to, understand their in demand skills or what they need at the moment,
yeah,
and learn it. If you've learned it before, improve on it. Because in Nigeria, just as you said, if you don't have, if you are not a graduate, it is difficult to get a job.
yeah,
Right now, the being a graduate, having that BS is looking like having a primary six
yeah.
certificate now.
It's underrated.
Everyone, even someone driving the keke, has a master's degree.
Yeah,
Are you getting it?
yeah.
So that's more like a requirement in Nigeria. So moving over to a different country, it's different here. Yeah,
It's
don't
different.
care if you don't, you just see them after their high school, they go to a vocational school, or they do one or two certifications or do something, and they are good
They
to
learn on the
go.
job and get
Yeah, they learn
experience,
on the job,
hands-on
they
experience.
hands-on experience.
Yeah.
That's it.
So back to the lessons learned. Also, like I said earlier, I'm still on the learning process. I'm still work in progress. But if I want to draw a quick summary, so far I've learned that if you have the means, and it's also part of your life agenda, it is good to travel, to
Yeah,
explore. Then it's also good to keep a close touch with home. Invite your people over. Like my mother is around now. Your mother came and left. We're still
hmm,
expecting other persons to come.
yeah,
Keep in touch with home, and making sure that that synergy is there,
yeah,
so you won't feel lost. And also helping the children to also imbibe the culture back home. Like I said earlier, um, if I had that opportunity, or if I know then what I know now, I would have waited for my children to finish their secondary school before traveling after them, so they can build that background, friendship,
culture.
culture. Like as I speak to you now, 80% of the friends I have that I still keep close ties with are the friends I made from my secondary school education.
Yeah,
So that is lacking from the children. And yeah, yeah. So those are the. I think it will be a tough another day.
yeah.
But then,
And
yeah,
just to add to that, we should also continue encouraging the children to make friends where they are. My mom's sister will always say, make wherever you are your paradise. So make wherever you are your home. I know no place like home, but now we are yet calling Canada home. Nigeria is our first home, and yeah. So that will be all for the video today. For today, in our next video, we'll talk about different things, and let's